Okay, so everyone's here.
Well, we gotta wait for Mike and the other person.
Um,
Have they been warned? Why the fuck does cross out load every time I open it? Or every time I open my computer,
I
it's
mean,
here. Tell them to stop.
you mean Mike and who else?
I can't remember what his name is, but I was making a joke.
I'm pretty sure we aren't going to be waiting for anyone else because we're also like the only ones in the party that are here in the basement. I don't believe so.
One of them is, so you guys never on.
Yeah, so not really.
Mike, that doesn't have a phase like
Uh,
I think we got rid of the other one. I don't know, Nick, if it makes you feel any better, I just remember a stupid like Alex mentioned to you ago.
I mean, it's my own fault for mentioning soup for sandwiches.
mm,
If I hadn't said anything, soup might not have been an option, and I wouldn't have burnt my hand.
Me and Pat did this like very brief and rushed cooking class thing where we made I burnt my hand on the top.
mm.
It happened.
Yeah, that's painful. So everything's set to begin whenever everyone else is.
I'm gonna take a quick hour nap.
Hopefully I'll be back. Not this time.
I'm gonna go make a full-length movie.
We're gonna go watch the movie.
I'm gonna go watch the whole of Bahubali, both movies. So
Uh,
6 to 7 hours.
I got a hankering to just watch some Titanic.
Neither have I.
It's
They're like,
it's a good like 3 something odd hours long.
you had to stop for an hour to look at Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's funny because on the original VHS they actually had like an intermission.
Oh god.
Or no, that was on the original DVD version because the VHS version there was like 2 or 3 VHS like full cassettes.
Mike might be doing something like that.
Yeah, they've been in their game, Starfinder.
Yep. And we're gonna have our time.
Dead.
Or Wednesday, or Thursday, whichever comes first.
Oh, wait. Never mind.
Alright.
Okay then. So we ready to go or what?
Alright, Morgan, read us
Are you still in the middle of your game, or you just still have it up?
I don't want to have to start it because when I DM on this, I have to start. But I guess if no one else is going to, hint, hint, wink, wink.
in. Meanwhile, in the basement, our heroes are just sitting around.
You're lame. I don't know what the
Now, we really should be taking care of that bull thing, but they didn't. They just let a cat take care of it.
We are currently in no position to deal with that thing.
I really hope Hey is okay.
Sure, Hey Day is fine. They said they could handle it.
I don't remember if I'm bleeding or not. I think so.
I mean,
You're magic now, so that's a thing.
this body is currently okay.
What kind of magic?
Annie? I guess. It's kind of magic. Also, I don't know. You seem different from the normal Z.
It's because the normal Z is over here.
Oh, well, there we go. That explains it. We had another switcheroo fucking situation.
Yes, and I'm not pleased with this at all. Again.
Alright, so is it just the two of you? Or did my cousin switch anybody's?
No, I'm good right now.
Okay, that's good.
I'm halfway through the floor.
The fuck are you doing?
I don't know. How do I stop?
Too bad.
That's new.
I don't know. What? Did you transfer powers, like, over to you? Like, I don't fucking
I mean, I currently have their powers. I'm just making hands pop up.
So is that...
But that's new.
No, yeah, no, that's different. Alright, see ya.
How
And
do you deal with being so itchy?
persistence.
With my foot.
Yeah,
Whatever we want to be, I guess.
It's an old Sega Genesis, but no TV.
He has a picture of those dogs playing cards. They're all werewolves. Bless you.
Well,
Did you eat Taco Bell on the way here? Jesus Christ.
Talked about folks before this.
Hey, Agent Z,
yes.
ask myself for some pizza rolls. Let's get a feast going.
Okay.
Do we really want to open that can of worms? Just bring another use here,
Well,
give enough people.
one of them has spoken to me a little bit, but hasn't provided any helpful information.
As per usual.
Yeah, I don't know what I was expecting.
Wait, what did they say?
That it'll be a very bad idea for me to die.
Sure it's not like reverse psychology, maybe?
Reverse psychology for what?
I don't know. I mean, I don't understand this person at all.
I got a ping on your headset or whatever.
What did it say?
They said that they're worried about you and that they're sending somebody, and I'm assuming it's the health inspector.
Fuck.
Wait, what?
Oh, fuck.
Who's they? 'Cause it seems kind of bad.
The agency is sending another agent.
Don't we already have one of those, Mr. What was it? M? N?
K?
There you go. There's one of those letters.
Yes, but K is lowest level of the agency. He's just there to follow my orders. The person they're sending is going to be a supervisor. So that's going to be really difficult with him supervising me in my current situation.
The health inspector.
Whitney, word for word,
Yeah.
what is the message? Word for word.
I'm gonna assume that, I can remember, a voice. We are concerned, V. You never take this long to complete your missions. we're sending someone to check up on you and your partner. It's best to wrap this up.
Mm.
At least
What
they're concerned
exactly
about you.
Oh right, I think it was Isla, wasn't it?
Yes, finding out what was going on with Isla and solving the problem. Apparently, even with all the information I've been telling about all the other chaotic shit that's been happening in this town, it's apparently not good enough that we aren't working fast enough. So,
My follow-up, because you're not the only one who got a message like that. Hopefully it's only one person's coming for both of us.
it will still make things very difficult because how is the agency going to respond to my situation?
Yes, that's gonna be fun.
I mean,
Are you good
they
with disguise?
they don't seem to take a liking to monsters.
The,
Or-
I trust the agency and what they are meant to do, but I do not trust the higher ups. The way the agency is supposed to operate is that we keep the monstrous and magical world a secret to prevent a catastrophic world war from occurring. So I believe in the organization itself, but I do not trust its commanders because I've been sent on missions before of wiping out creatures that really had nothing to do with anything, but just because they were in the area at the time. So I'm not going to be able to blend in with the normal world, which poses a massive problem and could potentially lead to the end of my life at the hands of the organization.
Why don't you just say, hey, things aren't working out, I quit, and then dip?
That doesn't change the fact that I cannot blend into the quote unquote natural world, and they will put me down because I can't.
Well, what about the unnatural world?
We're keeping that hidden. That's the whole purpose to the organization.
Well, why don't you stay hidden?
That's what I would intend to do, but I don't get to decide if the organization chooses that I am a threat or a risk or not.
Well, I'm gonna suffer your fate for you if we don't figure this out. Oh my god, why did I say that?
And that's why you're
I
concerned.
mean, they know about
Okay,
you. They
you're
know about you and your stuff. Like, they might kill you just as quickly,
Yeah,
including
But I
me.
can hide it.
Well, with the both of
Questionable what they would do with me.
the three of you will be fine so long as you keep yourselves hidden, which is easy enough. I mean, you've been doing it for how long now?
22 years.
So, with all your magic, with your werewolf transformations, you've been able to keep it hidden, and that would keep you off the organization's radar. I can't turn back.
Why not? Why can't you just hold it in like a turd?
I don't think it works like that. Like, not in this case.
Go ahead. Try to hold it in like a turd. You're in my body.
Okay.
Turning into it.
Oh god, I just shit myself.
Oh, I feel so bad for you.
This is the worst situation I've ever been a part of right now.
Tell that. Wait. You're saying that while I just shit myself in another person's body?
You're
I
the
just-
you're one of the reasons.
You shat myself.
You shat someone else's pants. That's not okay. You can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't shit in someone else's pants.
Z, you now have the right to do whatever you wish with these bodies. Game on.
It was an accident, I swear.
I doubt that.
I got the cigar cutter.
Oh no.
Be a real shame if you couldn't meme anymore.
Oh no.
I need little Winnie.
Wait, you got their cell phone. Ruin their relationship with that guy.
No, please.
Yeah, they've been memeing to Emmett all fucking.
Yeah, now that we're not in the sewers anymore, it's a lot of messages on your phone.
I will destroy you.
You just shat her pants, man.
What are you gonna do? You got her magic?
But anyways, that is a lot of bad news.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's good for anybody if they come around. Is there any way to like to it? Or...
Wait a minute. I'm still waist deep in the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
The ground.
Well, we got a lot of shit happening right now.
Literally.
And moving.
Can we not get into the semantics of what it means to shit while you're incorporeal?
I think that should be a conversation for another time.
Yeah, that's probably for a different time. What game?
Oh, the incorporeal, the thoughts, the games, the mind games. If one were to shit in the floor, how would that apply?
Is that like a riddle?
Yes, it could.
Oh,
Would it float to the top like a pool?
Oh god.
No, I think it's stuck in the ground.
It's matter.
Is it just perpetually falling? Like, did the poop also become incorporeal, or is it still poop? Like, is it just in the floor?
we should probably get back onto the topic at hand and not talk about me shitting myself halfway in the floor.
Love him.
You might not have shat yourself if this keeps going. It just means you shat.
I didn't shit myself. I shit in the floor.
But anyways, if it wasn't for that agent coming, that would have been a good sign being halfway in the floor. Because if I could hide out of sight like that, I would be okay.
Then I'm gonna be asked, "Where's Agent Z?" And I'm gonna be like, "I don't know. How the fuck do you know?
Exactly.
I don't
This-
know. You think I'm the
She's
good one?"
sick.
And they're gonna
This-
be like, "You're right."
This other agent seems to be looking predominantly for me to find out what the fuck is going on. And if I'm not around,
They said they were concerned about me too, which makes you wonder if one or two are coming. They're
Well,
actually
they
not
just said they're concerned
concerned
about her, and we're coming to see you and your partner.
me. They're more concerned about me and the fact that it's taking too damn long. Not so much they.
Oh.
You know, it's what the fuck.
There's also a good chance that they're talking about Agent K.
Maybe they just don't care about you.
K is under my command, so I would end up taking responsibility. I was part of the organization's death squad before taking on this assignment. I have never been on a initial contact assignment before.
Oh,
God bless.
So, what did you do on, I mean, I assume I know, but you mind elaborating on Death Squad?
Oh yeah.
When an initial contact agent, one similar to Crow here,
Hi.
either ends up dead on a mission or fucks things up so badly, they send us in to kill anything and everything involved and get the agents out of there, whether it's by their body or them themselves.
Oh boy. Yeah.
So,
So if that becomes this kind of situation, we're all...
either very much so.
I really don't
fucking
like
annoying.
the agency's leader, the fucker with the fire in the background. Really.
I know lots of people have fires in the background.
Yeah, Toby's one of them sometimes.
This
Yeah.
this particular individual keeps themselves completely secret so that they cannot be found. Understandable in their situation, fighting a secret war. But I still do not trust his judgment on what is deemed as dangerous, a risk, or safe.
I'm in danger.
We're all in danger right now.
I think you should try swapping. Well, no.
Because they'll be looking for Agent Z. They know what I look like. And when they get here,
For now, they know what you look like. And then you get to play aggressive game.
but they'll still be looking for me.
Christ. How do you make pants for snakes?
I still have legs, which are still halfway in the floor.
Can I try to climb out?
You can.
Do I have to roll? Or what?
I mean, that's I assume what would happen.
Alright. Where's my dice?
Roll for exposition.
Roll for exposition. That's a +2.
So now
It's
you put yourself
9.
out, but you've actually flipped over. So now your legs are hanging up and your head's
Well,
on the ground.
my body had a +2 to cool, so that's 9.
It's a high 9, but still a mixed success.
I'll try to help myself out.
Alright, well, there you go. We'll hopefully help someone out.
Nope, that's a 3 plus whatever to help out.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna help. You try to help, and you actually fall through yourself.
Oh no.
Crow has some Jaffa cakes and little spongy chocolate cake. Chewing on those.
Dude, I fucking love Jaffa.
I have a box physically in front of me.
And you didn't share?
You didn't know you liked them. I can. Back to the
You just sitting there like,
I seem to be missing a fucking D6. God damn it.
oh,
chair. Oh. I'm the one.
No, it was the shitty pink D6. Doesn't matter.
oh.
But yeah, so other than this shit happening, anyone else have any particular concerns? Since this is a good time to let everyone know.
I mean, if any of y'all didn't know, I am a werewolf.
Whoa! Oh
I know,
my
kinda
god.
crazy.
Well, really? Oh my, it was like, holy shit, I wasn't in your body or anything.
Yeah, also, as y'all saw, there's another werewolf. And it's that old guy with the eye patch.
You mean the one that we brought his body back?
Yeah, that guy.
Is he a pirate?
No.
He's a police chief.
No, he ain't a pirate, but I am the one who took his eye.
Mm.
You do that.
Oh, I don't fucking know. And I like take off my shirt to show like this. Or maybe it was because this was happening at the same time.
I mean, fair.
Well, this will be quite fun if or when he wakes up.
I mean, he's not gonna be happy.
I don't believe so. He was just in the prison den and smashed by two gigantic bullheads.
I'd say that
Yeah,
any,
nah.
I'd say anything other than that would be a plus for him.
Not to mention he's a semi-well-known figure of this town.
Yeah, he's the police chief.
So,
Like, I remember that guy for most of my life, being around.
so him just vanishing was a little bit of a thing. I'm pretty sure there's other cops looking for him.
Oh boy.
Speaking of other cops, wasn't there one that was missing?
Oh, you mean Eugene's friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
hearing about that a bit ago.
Yeah, I don't remember whatever happened to him. I remember him being gone.
Hmm.
I guess we'll just... I don't know.
I forgot all about him with everything else going on.
Yeah, I mean, we got so much shit going on, it's hard to remember every little person. That was back during the Kraken times.
Kraken times? Excuse me?
Yeah.
What a Kraken.
Yeah.
That was...
Motherfucker. Yeah.
That was a very hard time in our actions.
Yeah, and then you showed up. You
But-
Trans-dimensional.
That was fun dropping car batteries into it.
Dated Satan.
So much childhood. What? No, sorry. Hold on.
Eugene. I don't know if I'll miss Eugene.
I saw that garlic aioli.
You do.
His phone.
And I'm still wondering if he really was like some kind of child predator.
Oh my god.
You know,
Ooh.
let me just. I can do some poking around and see what I can do.
Yeah, do that, because I'm really wondering, because first time meeting him chasing her, I mean, he didn't do anything else that would be really that shady, but he was also really dodgy character. Anyways, Whitley, we don't know a whole lot about you.
Yeah,
Yeah, please do explain. Introduce yourself.
Okay.
minus the car batteries tying you up and around the ceiling.
We don't need to revisit that.
I really appreciated that. That was great.
Yeah, it's a good job, informing us of who you are, coming in view with the gods after we had a massive fight. So, introductions are very important.
Yes.
Hold on, Matt. I'm texting you something.
Oh boy, better not be any memes.
It'll be a meme. You just wait.
Yeah, tell it. Hello. Oh my goodness.
Hmm? What?
Alright, fair. Yeah.
What's up? Oh. I'm proud of you.
Alright, that's settled. Misdemeanor vandalism.
I'm doing some poking around stuff.
Well, what do you want to know?
I mean, you just show up out of fucking nowhere, coming up a tunnel where we just came from fighting a giant squid monster.
I mean, that part, your guess is as good as mine.
It's like, we don't really know anything else about you other than there's more of you, apparently, and
Yeah.
that you just appeared out of fucking nowhere.
Yes, I have no idea about the appearing in a tunnel thing. I'm still confused about that.
So,
That's probably gonna be my character arc someday.
character arc.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in November 10th, 19 whatever. I'm not good at math. Michigan.
Where did these powers come from? Let's start there.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Also, what's your future? You don't have that.
You guys already see what it looks like, right?
Z takes off the mask.
Look at that.
There we go.
Get my ass back on, please.
You can't see through this fucking thing.
Yes, I can. Just have to focus your eyeballs. What does that mean?
And you have to get out of the ground.
I'm working on it.
I mean,
Upside down.
Yeah.
I do reluctantly put the mask back on.
Well, would you be satisfied with the fact that I'm not really that
That's nice. We're sitting here in a basement after a bull just tried to run us down, and we just pulled the police chief out from being squished by it. Who's also a werewolf? I try not to judge.
I mean, it's not that boring.
Why are you getting on their case? Just let them be them.
Not like he's a feral.
Well, as soon as they start attacking each other.
That's when it does become an issue, and that is when the agency should step in. The problem is sometimes they don't always step in at those moments, but as soon as they find out that someone is.
Well, they're kind of 19. They're kind of 16 years late for me.
Yes, because not all cases go reported, but it's the agency tries to stay on top of it. We don't always, but we try. And like I said, I believe in the agency. I just think that the leadership should be put into question.
Jim, this is out of character.
Hmm?
Your body is +2 to cool.
Yep.
Okay, so I got a 10 on trying to pull myself out.
Okay, I get
Definitely do that time.
Yeah, you got out that time. You slowly like solidify your body as you pull yourself out, and then once you get everything out, you completely solidify.
Is there shit in my pants?
That would have
That,
that would have to be something determined by Morgan,
yeah, we're not going into that right now. We'll decide that next week.
which is why I was saying let's move on with the conversation because that's gonna have to be something Morgan decides on.
Come up with it.
Hey,
It's a secret for later.
I don't like this.
It's a secret item we'll need for later. I'll keep you up all night. Ain't hard about us.
oh my god. Okay, so what were we talking about again?
That's interesting.
Trying to get information out of you about yourself, outside of when and where you were born.
For
Well,
Morgan.
my favorite color is purple. My
What did
favorite
Morgan say?
Real quick, sorry. Morgan's here. So do we want to do the shit thing right now?
Yeah.
Morgan's here?
Morgan's here. She's been listening for a while. Morgan, apparently Agent Z, while incorporeal, halfway to the floor, Liam in her body shit himself. So, if they're incorporeal, is the shit also incorporeal and thus just traveling through, like, you know, just traveling through, or is it still solid after leaving the body and thus it's just sort of in the floorboards, or is it still in the pants?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Yay!
Okay, it's in the floorboard.
Alright.
There's a stinky turd under the house. Being here for the most essential part of this. Under the werewolf's house, where they'll definitely smell it.
That's Central Haunter forever.
You're Betty.
Poor Betty.
In the basement. Betty will eat you.
Can she at least wait until this person is not in Z's body?
Are you smelling yourself, Pat?
Alright, so go on, Liam, as you were saying things. Sorry.
Back into character.
Well, my favorite color's purple. My favorite food is bacon pizza.
Not exactly relevant to everything that's going on.
It seems like you're being very...
Obtuse?
what's
Has
the
a
word?
minor criminal record for some misdemeanors. Yes, I see this here.
Interesting.
For Eugene. That was for Eugene.
Oh, that's Eugene. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't need Eugene's story. Not now, anyway.
Not being very forward about your powers or anything.
The way I discovered them, I didn't get them. I found out that I had them under a very unpleasant memory that I'd rather suppress until the day I die.
Did you wake up with a dead deer carcass in front of you?
Oh no.
No.
That sounds like a very interesting story, Isaac.
You know,
It
first day
does.
of being a werewolf, you don't really have much choice in it.
Is it like getting drunk?
No.
I mean, if I went into detail, after being bit, it felt like I was on fire, and not even ice cold water could cool me down. And eventually, I just sort of like went into shock, I think.
Oh my god.
And then the only thing I remember is waking up in a field with a dead deer carcass in front of me, and kind of
Oh.
covered in blood.
Hmm.
That was the same day I decided to leave home, and you know, stay that way.
Sounds like a regular Friday night to me.
What do you do?
Now you seem like a very liable danger when you say that.
Indeed.
Like, should we tell the agency about you?
I mean, there's two agents right here.
I was just trying to be a comedian before I found out I had these powers, alright?
Yeah,
It's
it ain't
not.
working. They don't work together.
It's not working, and it's not very funny considering the situation.
Gotta read the room, boy. My friend.
That's why I could never make it at the Chuckle Dungeon.
Excuse me.
Chuckle Dungeon?
Chuckle? Yeah, please elaborate. The Chuckle Dungeon.
Is that one of those comedian slash BDSM places?
That's an interesting combination.
Morgan, Crow is on his phone looking up the Chuckle Dungeon. What does he find?
No!
What do I
You
find
die.
at the Chuckle Dungeon?
Okay, you find, you
I
find...
knew it! Ow! My fucking hand! Damn it!
No!
It's totally.
It is canon now.
Ah,
That's on the seedier side of South Dakota.
Oh my god.
No,
Yes,
Morgan, no!
Is this why you like the mask?
Shannon.
Is this why you
No,
have the
shut up.
You have been texting Eugene.
That's why you wear the
so
mask,
much.
don't you?
Eugene. Fuck, Emmett, sorry.
Gene ain't here anymore.
Well, yeah.
My nose.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Alright, so yeah, you burned down a house or something.
Or something. I like that.
Or something.
And, well, the house caught on fire, and, my other Mies pulled me out before I could succumb to the flames, and or smoke.
Morgan's just gone. Now it's open territory again.
Oh,
Yes, I'm gonna go listen to rants. If you shit while incorporeal,
Is it still incorporeal, or is it just a solid shit before?
And by the way, that entire thing is recorded.
awesome.
My.
Morgan's back.
Welcome back.
Hello. Goodbye. Hello.
Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye.
Who are you talking to?
I've noticed you've been texting and Emmett a lot. Does Emmett like these comedy clubs?
Let me check the messages.
I don't know. Stop, stop,
He's actually a VIP member at the Chuckle Hut. At the
Oh,
Chuckle Dungeon.
no.
Down the clown!
Down.
And that's comedy gold.
He's down the clown! Our boy's a freak!
Super freak dad.
Get out of my personal life.
Technically, it's my personal life right now.
We all have shit we like. Leave me alone.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna keep scrolling through all the messages.
No, no, please.
Just very outdated memes.
Yeah, you're just gonna see shit like this.
It's
Hold
just a constant 2-hour stream of lost memes.
No. That's Kevin's humor.
That's why it's all shitty memes.
Mm. Okay,
It's
so
just
now
all of this.
Kevin has to come in and play Emmett now.
I don't want Kevin to play Chris Pratt. I'm sorry.
Jen, this is all you're seeing.
Yeah.
Shit like this.
Sitting between Reese. I like the upside down one. Emmett is my character. Please.
My perfect boy.
Kisser.
He's so
There's no
perfect.
TV in the basement.
Wow,
Just, there's
BDSM.
a Sega Genesis down here. That's it. No, it's fine.
Check to see if there's more episodes of that, by the way.
What?
The tip.
The tip.
All right, so go on. Tell us more about this Chuckle Dungeon.
We're not talking about the Chunkle Dungeon.
Sounds like you don't want to talk about that. Try
How about you?
something?
How about Crow? Crow, what do you have to add to this?
Oh, I'm enjoying myself so much. Not much. The agency's coming for myself and V, so this is going to be fantastic. I have been working very vigorously on some side projects personally. Stuff like that. My car as well. I'll try to fix the Humvee. Maybe you can try to get away with that. Remember to take off my tracker because I don't trust the agency. They might get through my firewall as well, which isn't any fun.
Why'd you put a tracker on my truck?
Because I needed to know. Don't worry, it's also important right now to know because it's in the middle of town. Oh, I have the spark plug in the way. Yeah, after I saw those little fuckers take the bike, I didn't want them to take the piece, so I have the spark plugs. Yeah, and I have the bike. To plan anyhow, if you're gonna try to separate you two, you can take the motorcycle and try to ride out of the perimeter. Again, it's a two-seater, so I don't know how it's gonna work. I feel as if you both have to be outside of proximity. I don't think we've tested that yet.
We haven't, and I'm not planning on testing it with my body, so
That's a good idea.
we could easily take one of the dirt bikes. I'm driving though.
It's between you two. Yes, because it's probably best if you two were to go and hopefully this switch. Because everyone was together when we did it initially. So why change that?
Indeed. I do not want to risk otherwise.
Yeah,
We're
don't
probably
fucking
gonna have to go at a medium to slow pace
We don't have a base to our experiments. Everything's completely made.
because. Oh wait, I wasn't switched. Okay, never mind.
Oh no,
I
not
don't
prior.
know.
No. Yeah, prior was. You weren't there for the great switcheroo. That's me, shit.
Can I get my shotgun back?
You know what? It's mine now. No, I'm joking. Here it is. Can I have my gun back?
Yeah.
Sexy.
Sweetles.
Sweetles.
I have my knife back.
Who has your knife?
Who has your knife?
Vicky?
Yep. Put your glove on first, though.
I mean, I got them on all the time now.
Okay.
They're just nice.
Very nice glove.
Thank you.
You can have your knife back.
Thank you.
Still got garlic aioli. Hold it out.
I'm also just gonna give the phone back as well.
Thank you.
'Cause that is a lot of messages that he left on your phone.
Hey,
Start immediately sending him memes. What?
That's just what he was responding with.
No.
Hey, are you ignoring me? Hey.
Oh boy.
Just like one of my exes.
Oh,
Oh.
Mm.
is this Vicky or Jesse?
Both, honestly.
Oh.
Anything else to talk about?
Down here, we have the bike.
I'm still in
How many werewolves are in this town?
Currently
Seems
3,
like a lot.
including
Three
me.
that we know of.
3 that we know of.
I mean, she talked about a pack, so there's the possibility of more, but I think they're.
If she's talking about a pack, then there's definitely more.
Yeah, but they're like a wandering pack, so they might not all be here right now, especially with the whole full moon situation coming around.
I'm curious now. With the whole full moon situation, will members of a pack attack each other? Goodness.
I mean, as far as I know, it's a possibility. It mostly just kind of pertains on how well you handle the full moon, which, that's why they kind of all go their own separate ways during a full moon. because that's like she talked about being here just to check on Vernon, but I don't think she was planning on staying around.
Interesting.
It's a very feral sort of situation.
Oh
Become
boy.
sort of territorial. If you're not controlling it right.
Interesting. So that's interesting. So it's more of like a maned wolf than an actual gray wolf. Fascinating.
Yeah, werewolves are weird.
That's an interesting way to put it. Yeah.
Another thing I'm also curious about was those deer.
Yeah, they look tasty as hell.
Oh
I
my
won't lie.
Granted,
Oh,
but
dear.
with all of my experience, I've never had a deer that was willing to approach me like that before.
It might just be sort of reading on the animal part of you now.
But still, snake.
That's true. Actually.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, when it comes to me, they're pretty aggressive about not being there.
Which is what I find really fascinating.
I don't know, I
'Cause-
guess maybe they just don't see you as like a threat to eat them.
It's just more questions that need to answer.
Well, we can figure out more about like what exactly monster it is. That might explain something.
I'm pretty sure the monster it is that I'm becoming was the same one that you saw in that hallucinatory house.
I mean, I got that, but I mean, there's like, I don't know all their little things and powers and different sort of thing. Like, I just saw your body going halfway through the floor. I never seen a snake do that.
I mean,
I also-
during the fight, while we were all fighting in that alley, trying to take out the snake there, she was phasing through the ground, the walls, and everything else.
I thought she was just digging.
And she was gliding into the soil itself.
Oh wait, so you're gonna get all that Snake Lady's powers? That's cool.
Seems like it. It seems like whatever she was, I'm becoming. Now I need to figure out what those powers are and how it's going to affect me. Lord knows if I'm going to lose my mind like she did and just attack everyone around. That bitch killed all of my men.
I mean, when you put it like that, it's really downer.
There was 17 of us. She killed us all without even getting hurt.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
I have a lot on my plate right now.
We need a vacation.
Let's go to Disney World.
How about no?
That would be a very bad idea.
Stupid idea. Right
Yeah.
now, especially with a full moon coming for me, one of our people turned into half snake, and also you.
What do you mean?
You.
I can control myself.
Oh, really? Did you control yourself when you decided to run at 2 planet gods for someone that was inhabited by a god?
I didn't know
Seems
that.
like you
She
gotta
was
put
doing-
everyone else in danger for that. You put my
I
cousin
can't
in danger.
help people.
You also put my cousin in danger. How dare.
Mm,
And
You wanted to do above everybody else.
I was nearly crushed with my sniper rifle on the top of that Humvee trying to retrieve you.
Yeah, you're.
I was trying to help someone. I didn't know that they had a god and stuff. What were those goo things? I've never been explained the
They're, as far as we're concerned, they're essentially gods. They're the embodiments of other planets in the solar system.
What?
Yeah.
Don't they're gods?
Well, they were inside of you, right? You had the
Blue one was inside you for a while.
Congratulations, you had a planet inside of you.
Aw.
Well, technically me now, but
Uh-oh.
I gag.
you still put everybody else here in danger. And I get it, want to help people, but if it's suicidal and gonna get other people hurt, it ain't worth it.
I'm sorry.
Alright.
Well, it is past, and nothing was too badly lost.
Yeah, we got real lucky with that one. And I got hit by a car.
Oh no.
How are you doing after that, by the way?
Yeah, you
I mean, it
It
left
was
a bruise.
it was a decent sized SUV. It was a Ranger SUV.
I mean, yeah, it kind of, it hurt. But, bruise, nothing much.
Ugh.
Character, Liam, you good?
Huh?
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, you got really quiet and I was getting a little concerned that my RPing went a little too far.
I'm just spacing out.
Okay, no, it's fine. I just want to make sure you're okay.
No, you're fine. Thanks for asking, though.
Yeah, no, I enjoy RPing, but I don't want to hurt anyone. Or cause them to feel like they did a bad thing. Okay.
Listen, I do not feel guilty about that at all.
Well, I guess that up
Character and out of character.
Alright, so next time we dead. I want to chance themselves to God.
If there is a Sega Genesis, I'm tinkering with it.
You're tinkering with a Sega Genesis?
Yeah, I am.
No, stop
I'm
it.
gonna watch
Stop
you.
it.
I want to see what he can do with that.
I'm taking the Sega Genesis and I'm holding it in my arms.
No.
You went for it, my man.
Yeah, it's another person's house. This ain't your shit to mess with.
someone lives here.
This is another person's house.
And
Like,
it
you're
is
nice enough to let it
actually
stay.
here.
Yeah, and we just met the person who lives here.
I might make it better.
No, that's not your decision to
How do
make.
you make the Sega Genesis better by making it run at 1080p?
Exactly. I'm already thinking that.
How about we don't mess with it?
Can it run Doom, though? Just fucking with people's shit, no?
You're fucking with people's shit when we're currently locked in their basement.
And they're werewolves.
And she was already partially turned, if not fully turned.
Leave whenever we feel like. Why do you think we're sitting here?
Well, we
That's
can't.
why we're having
Z's
basement
body
time.
can. We can't.
Yeah, technically,
Fucking
You mean
my
Z
body
is currently
can.
not inhabited by Z and barely got out of the floor.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's nothing against you. It's just that that's the situation.
It is very much the situation. It is unreliable at best. For all intents and purposes, we are currently locked down here by a wolf who was already essentially in her either full wolf form, if not partial.
Well,
I'm gonna leave it at this. Lockpicks. Got a 9 again with access. I'm pretty sure that's a 12.
After what we just went through with the fucking bulls and the children down there, we are not messing with another werewolf here.
Agreed.
I've unlocked the door, but I'm leaving it shut, and I'm not doing anything else with it. And
did I see you unlock the door? Because I kind of want to try to phase through it and just unlock the door from there.
Don't get my body killed.
Rolls. Like, out of character, can we not do things that require rolls? Without Morgan here.
Okay.
Don't get my body killed.
I start flossing.
Okay.
The Fortnite dance.
I
No.
hate this.
Nah.
I cannot wait to get my body back.
I'm dancing.
Yeah, me too. Same here.
I'm dancing in your body, Snake Woman.
you know she'll kill you.
Nah.
You do so very easily.
Yeah, she can.
I'll just pull you into the floor and leave you there.
She's gonna kill me by dancing in her body.
She's gonna pull you down right next to the shit. under this house if you left. And that'll be your eternal hell.
That would be amazing.
Oh no! Don't give her ideas. I'm still itchy.
Yes.
Good shit, pal.
Know my pain.
I'm in hell. Kill me.
No.
No, my body.
I'm good.
I'm gonna, like, on the side, open the surgical kit to show, like, aloe to Whitney who is Z as you're fishing.
Give it to me.
You don't see it.
He was showing it to me.
Exactly. And my thing, I'm gonna tell you, it's your call if you want. You want me to
I'm just gonna shake my head.
okay, not a word.
I promise I'll stop dancing in your body, please.
Please, what?
I don't know of its existence. You can't make me something you don't know about.
We're all terrible people down here.
Are there any?
That's why we are here. Because we are all terrible in our own equal ways, and I love all of you.
We love you.
Indeed.
Who are you?
Hmm?
Who are you?
I am Vicky. I used to work at the CVS. I can do this, and I snap my finger and light a flame. Then I immediately put it out. I'm just
Do the clap.
I clap, and then suddenly there's a bird sitting on your shoulder.
Oh.
Wait a second, that was the bird that was on my car. It was you.
It's a blue kookaburra, and it starts laughing at you.
You've chosen an interesting bird, you know that, right?
I became a pigeon.
What? Wait, what?
This body swap has happened before.
Uh,
I was in her body as well as J-Dog's body.
Oh boy.
J-Dog.
So yes, for a while I grew a penis.
Poor lady.
Excuse me.
I lost mine. Yes, it's been a wonderful event that's transpired this 2 days, right?
That's why I'm so glad one of those fucking kids is dead now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it seems like they keep coming up with more.
And there was just the 4 of them. Oh, now 3.
I think
Three's of evil.
this is just a guess, but I think we need to get rid of the bull.
We do need to get rid of the bull. Those kids are going to be a constant problem with this.
But if we kill the big bull, will the little ones go away?
We don't know. I mean, after all, those little water nymph people didn't go away.
That's true.
I'm glad they're dead.
I'm glad they're dead too. I'm glad I took that one fucker's arm.
I'm
Oh,
glad I
boy.
removed his head.
It's been a long day.
I mean, yeah, we were in the sewers.
Yeah, we did fight the bull.
It smells so pleasant.
Well, one good thing is with those trackers, we were able to get to you in time, Isaac.
Yeah, it's one good thing about them.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna acknowledge him right now.
By the way, see, it looks like blood has some interesting regenerative cells up for shifting fairly quickly.
You keep cutting in and out.
Oh, am I cutting in and out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Test, test.
Okay.
Better? Okay.
Oh, there.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so to see, yeah, your blood's
It's happening again.
The cells keep regenerating. Normally you have a sample of well, it dies off fairly quickly. Seem to be regenerating. And they are
When did you take a vial of my blood?
well, I was you for most.
You are the worst doctor
I
ever.
am terrible, I'm sorry to say. But it's, let me just say it's to help. Believe
Why
me
is
when I say
everyone
this.
so irresponsible in other people's bodies?
I know, and I shouldn't be allowed to be another people. Sorry for
You
that.
should at least ask the original original owner of their body if they're okay with that.
Right
shit.
now we are in a
It's
shit
really
scenario,
weird.
and I need to
You're
do
in a
best to try to help.
So, the regenerative factor, that's probably why my broken ribs weren't broken anymore.
Yes. Wait. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. The cell shape is very different now. Yeah, regenerative properties are what I'm starting to see within it. I'm gonna see what I can do with that sample. Speaking of, you still have one of my samples.
What sample?
The goo. You still have goo, right? Goo. I think you had the jar of goo. I left it in the pile.
Yes.
Yes. I don't need them. I have 3 more. You can keep it.
Okay, because all the samples I had I sent on to the agency.
Lovely. They're gonna. Well, what else to do?
So third.
Fucking
I
I
hop
just
on
turned
the
into a wolf.
water and I'm like staring at him. I turn into a crow.
Yep. There's a crow on a crow.
I start imitating the noise he's making.
Like it.
I turned into a wolf.
Oh, doggy.
Because why not?
Big
It-
puppy.
It's also it's just a comfortable form to be in.
Do I have to roll pet?
I will bite you.
You
just-
thought you could.
I'm just gonna stick my hands in the pocket. One of the hands just kind of slips in and keeps going into the pocket.
Just oh god. Pocket goes forever.
Did you always have this pocket?
I mean, they're my pants, so I assume so.
My arm keeps going.
Who do we lose?
We lost Liam.
Oh no.
Little boy. RP pause. Oh. Oh, he had to leave.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
Brother.
Yeah.
What does it matter your brother barged in?
So the question is, do we continue from here or just call it an evening?
I mean, I'm fine if either. Because we did get some RP in there for an hour.
Yeah.
And it's done.
We got some stuff gone through, and
I think we already have like a plan for what's gonna happen next. Because we started to do the interactions with the Betty and Vernon. You and Liam gotta get on the motorcycle and drive off, which I think Isaac will follow in dog form.
Has Crow like kind of
Already in the combat. I'm not a combatant. Remember that.
has Crow gotten all his questions out to everyone? Or was that resolved a while ago?
No, that was the initial get together.
Oh,
We were at the kitchen. That was my questionnaire. I still have to talk to Morgan again. Because question-wise, those were my big ones. I have pretty much a lot of intel. Anything else that I want, I can't. Morgan's like, nah, that's too far, so I can't do the rest. And right now, I have enough things going on background-wise where I don't need to ask any more questions. Really. So I'm pretty much set on that.
So cut it there.
yeah, might as well cut it here then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Balance.
Good job, everybody.
I feel like
Yeah.
sitting in a basement for an hour is more than enough. Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense because they should come back by now.
Like, are we healing while we're waiting? Are we just kind of bumming
I mean,
around
that's
with
up to
all-
Morgan.
Like, is it
I
a-
would hope so, but we're
a
gonna
rest
have to work on
period?
past that.
well, we'll figure it out, but it's count as periods.
Smells lovely on the speed line.